2034 for Viksit Bharat of 2047, definitely we are going to abide by that.
Okay, we're also learning, sir, that Rajnath Singh is going to be repeated as the defense minister. So that's another piece of big news coming in. Also, in all likelihood, External Affairs Ministry once again may go to S. Jaishankar. What are your first thoughts on that?
I think they have performed very well and it will be very good for the nation.
Mr. Malhotra, many questions also being asked by the opposition in this case on how this NDA government has come together. The coalition government, many say, is not going to last all that long.
Basically, the people are frustrated a lot nowadays. From the first day, we were saying that NDA is going to form the government and NDA have started working. So, by saying anything, that's of no use by the opposition, what the people are saying. और अगर मैं हिंदी में कहूँ, तो किसियानी बिल्ली खंबा नोच रही है. Let them do their work.
And if I may, sir, only if you permit, can I also ask you any insights you would want to share on what transpired in the cabinet meet?
No, I don't know much about that.
Okay.
Because I was not there.
Okay, all right. So that's Harsh Malhotra, MOS Road Transport, sharing his first views with us here on CNN News 18. That's the big breaking news update coming in. Road Transport and Highways to remain with Nitin Gadkari. Also, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh once again chosen as the Defence Minister. We're also learning, as per sources, that S. Jaishankar will be repeated as External Affairs Minister. Not to forget the visuals that we'd accessed a little while earlier today. Remember, S. Jaishankar was seen interacting with the President of Maldives and also the Sri Lankan President, and that in itself was a powerful image of the role that is in store for him. And now we have a confirmation. This is big news coming in on CNN News 18. S. Jaishankar retained as Minister of External Affairs. Arun, we have three big names so far, apart from MOS Road Transport, two names on that front, and CNN breaking down these exclusive inputs. What does this really mean? A big faith that's being placed once again in the top brass of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and which also goes on to explain once again how decisions have been taken keeping in mind the performance factor.
Well, that's right. So it means there is no big change in the top four ministries. You have Rajnath Singh retaining the defense portfolio, S. Jaishankar, of course, getting the external affairs once again. He's somebody who's been, praised about his role, alongside with Prime Minister Modi, the way he worked on the international relations. He used all his expertise that he acquired during his tenure as international foreign services.
Lots of
officer,
portfolios now. Information on portfolios coming in thick and fast. I'm going to connect back with you. Stay on with me. Three big announcements, and they're all, viewers, suggestive of continuity. The Prime Minister deciding that continuity is going to be the leitmotif, at least as of now. We're being told that Nitin Gadkari retains his portfolio. He's done fantastic work as Road Transport and Surface Minister. S. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister, and of course Rajnath Singh, Defence Minister. Under Rajnath Singh, there's been a huge impetus in the privatization of defence manufacturing in the country, viewers. And remember, large number of factories have been set up. The entire realm of Make in India has been backed by the government to such an extent that from cryogenic engine technology up till missile technology, we're even now beginning to make our own big frigates and ships. And this means a huge impetus for the defense sector. Continuity there. Remember, Rajnath Singh in a previous avatar, viewers, was Home Minister. So Home and Defense, he's retained his defense portfolio. The other big name, Nitin Gadkari, 80,000 crores on building and upgrading rural roads. He's been holding this portfolio for a decade. He continues for another palpable 5 years. Since 2014, I think 200,000 kilometers of roads have been built, which is about 109 kilometers of roads per month. Now, all of this, viewers, means that over a period of time, these individuals have become extremely familiar with the work they are supposed to do, the pace at which they're supposed to do this at, and also, of course, the manner in which Mr. Modi functions. Now, we know that, and let me just bring in both our reporters, Aman, as well as, let me go across to, yes, let me first go across to Aman. Aman, what do you make of this? 3 important decisions taken. We've got the information before anyone else. Talk us through.
Rahul, I think the biggest name, Rajnath Singh retaining Defence Ministry. So it doesn't seem that there is any change in the CCS. I think we can safely say that now. Mr. S. Jaishankar in External Affairs Ministry, Mr. Rajnath Singh continuing as the Defence Minister of the country. I would say Nirmala Sitharaman likely as the Finance Minister of the country as well. We'll have to wait for the final list to come. Nitin Gadkari, who's put up a phenomenal performance in the Roads and the Highways Ministry. Crew continue as the Road and Transport Minister. I think a big message of continuity here. Rajnath Singh responsible for, I think, the turnaround in the defence industry, the exports which have grown manifold in the defence sector in the last 5 years. Also, defence is a an area which requires a very, very upright minister, somebody who can resist all these external pressures which come with the defence ministry. Under Mr. Rajnath Singh, the army, especially the kind of aggression India has shown on the China border, eye-to-eyeball confrontation in the last 4 years. I think Mr. Rajnath Singh continuing as the defence minister is good news for the India's security establishment. Mr. S. Jaishankar, who has transformed India's, I would say, diplomatic relations with many other, the expertise, the USP, his ground knowledge of entire diplomacy, which he brings to the table. S. Jaishankar continuing as the External Affairs Minister. Nitin Gadkari, as we have said, the record pace at which roads and highways have been built in this country. He is somebody, I remember Nitin Gadkari once saying, this is a ministry he himself asked from the Prime Minister in the last term. The Prime Minister maybe wanted to give him one of the CCS ministries, but he said, no, I want road and transport because this is my expertise and I will perform in this ministry. He's retaining it again. So a record 3rd term for Nitin Gadkari as the Roads and Highways Minister. 3rd term for Rajnath Singh, 2 terms. First term he was the Home Minister. Now 2 terms he will be the Defence Minister of the country. And as you know, Mr. Jaishankar, these are the 3 confirmed names we can say they are retaining their post. So I don't see any major changes in the CCS, the top 4 ministries, Home, Finance, External Affairs and Defence, Rahul.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's important really to wait for the official list, Aman, but you're right, at least 2 of those very vital names that form the part of the CCS retain. So there's Mr. Jaishankar as well as, of course, Rajnath Singh, who retain those portfolios. No surprises there, viewers. Remember, the Prime Minister very keen on continuity. He has to hit the ground running. The elections have been a bit of a mixed bag for the BJP. Don't forget, viewers, stopping short of majority. They wouldn't have liked that. That would have scratched at them, gnawed at them, and they really want to ensure that there are no slip-ups this time in the public perception of their commitment to Viksit Bharat. Let me go straight across to Payal Mehta. Payal, the Prime Minister playing it a bit safe here. He's known to pull out a few wild cards, but I think because of the sheer number of new ministers, there will be some more portfolios perhaps created or added.
Yes, there will be, in fact, a lot of new faces will be put into various ministries. But one thing is very interesting to watch out for. Rajnath Singh has been rewarded for his consistent work, so has Nitin Gadkari. So the Prime Minister putting a lot of faith in his old tested war horses, basically who have survived the test of every kind as well. Mr. Jaishankar is known to be a foreign diplomat. He's been somebody who's played the foreign secretary's role in the past. He's been somebody who's been navigating for India all across the world, especially with the US and China in particular as well. So that's the reason he's been rewarded. And Mr. Jaishankar was very confident that he would retain this portfolio because even though there have been speculation that have been doing the round that possibly he would be with the NSA, all of this has been laid to rest yesterday when he took oath as well. And he's very confident and he's probably preparing to go to Italy with the Prime Minister for G7. But yes, a lot of new names are going to be coming in as well. There's Manon Lal Khattar, there's Shivraj Singh Chauhan. There are multiple places, like Ram Mohan Naidu from the TDP, Lalan Singh from the JDU. All these people are cabinet minister ranks. They have to be given something really respectful. Although road and transport would have been something which would have been on the mind of the TDP leadership, but of course Nitin Gadkari retaining it, and rightly so, because Nitin Gadkari is said to be everybody's friend. He's been somebody who's been working for the entire part of the country, building a network of roads, and something which in fact has got him a huge name and reputation. But Nitin Gadkari has not been scared to try uncharted territories also in the past. When he was given the Ministry of MSME, he made a lot of innovations in the MSME ministry as well. So they say wherever you put Nitin Gadkari, he's going to come out as a performer. It's probably his attitude towards his work. It's probably his attitude towards a positive approach towards life, and probably in a way looking at getting Hafta Mein Afsar, as they call it.
Yes, just ahead of the Lok Sabha elections, of course, statistics did emerge from that ministry that the total construction under Mr. Modi over 10 years was set to now touch 95,000 crores. So, Aman, that was a big mark. Remember, infrastructure is huge under Mr. Modi, huge budgetary allocation, even in the curtailed budget that came through in February, huge allocation on capex, because obviously, viewers, if India has to grow at that rate, you have to make that infrastructure happen. I mean, that's really the priority right now. We're getting more names coming through. Shripad Yesso Nayak, Manohar Khattar, Power, Housing and Urban Affairs Minister. How do you look at this?
Well, Rahul, the first question, if I answer that first, capex spend is a major thing in this government. It stands at 11% of the total budget in the interim budget which was just presented. Last year it was about 10%. So capex ministries, the key ministries, infrastructure spend are road transport and highways, defense ministry. So we see the two senior ministers of the government being repeated in these two key ministries. These ministries also had the highest capex spend last year, along with railways. That's the third important ministry which has a lot of capex spend. So infrastructure creation is a big priority of Modi government going into the third term as well. That is the road we are taking to becoming the third largest economy in the world and also boosting our growth figures. So I think those two inductions, those two.
And Mr. Khattar now getting Power Minister, Housing and Urban Affairs. Payal, what do you make of this?
Well, of course, Manohar Khattar has been the Chief Minister of Haryana in the past. He was in fact brought back to the centre at the behest of the decision taken by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Housing is a very key issue as far as the state of Haryana is really concerned as well. He had to be given a respectable ministry in sense. Hardeep Puri has worked for the last 5 years of this government, has worked very aggressively, especially in the Central Vista project as well. And with his administrative experience in place, the government of the day is hoping that Mr. Manohar Khattar will be able to handle the issues. And Power Ministry is also a very key ministry. That was a ministry first held by Mr. Piyush Goyal, and of course R.K. Singh, the outgoing minister who lost his election recently, was the Power Minister in the last government.
Well, he's got his work cut out because the Prime Minister has set a target of 3 crore houses under the PM Awas Yojana, and he says these houses have to be built. This is actually the big decision coming out of that cabinet meeting, after which we're getting all these names, viewers. So Manohar Khattar will be under the pump from day one. He will have to deliver on that target, and Mr. Modi is known to be an exacting taskmaster who will be looking very closely at the outcomes. Shripad Yesso Nayak getting MOS Power. Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Minister Jeetamram Manjhi. So this is an important portfolio. Aman, going across to an ally this time.
Yes, MSME is a very important portfolio, very important for the industry, for
job
growth. Right now, MSME going to Jitin Ram Manjhi, an experienced, I would say, a former Chief Minister of Bihar, a key ally. Though he has only one seat, but he comes from a really backward community in Bihar. So a lot of messaging in giving him a full cabinet post, despite Mr. Jitin Ram Manjhi winning only one seat. ML Khattar, Rahul, very important, getting two important ministries, Power as well as Housing and Urban Affairs. So ML Khattar, as we have been saying since yesterday, was really a dark horse here. Somebody who's been former Haryana Chief Minister, but a real trusted lieutenant of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He's been entrusted with two important ministries, Power as well as Housing and Urban Affairs.
And he's going to be, Jeetamram Manjhi, that is going to be sort of assisted by Shobha Karandalaje, who's going to be the MOS of MSMEs. Now, MSME is very important focus area, viewers. Jobs has been really the problem, hasn't it, under the 5 or 10 years of Mr. Modi? And that's what many people say cost him those additional 60 seats that could have seen him go 300 par or 300 plus. That hasn't happened. Jobs come through smaller industries. MSME is very critical. I'll quickly give you a whole rundown now, viewers. Amit Shah to retain the Home Ministry. So Aman was right back there when he said that CCS is not going to change much. We are being told that road transport and highways with Nitin Gadkari, ML Khattar gets urban development. Very important again, because the housing sector is something that the Prime Minister is going to use to try and push the narrative that welfare happens and also Vikas happens under his watch. Finance, Nirmala Sitharaman is set to retain finance. Big news, Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal, INB Railways, Ashwini Vaishnav. INB Minister will be Ashwini Vaishnav now, viewers. It was earlier held by Mr. Thakur, who's not made it back this time, even though he led the party in Himachal Pradesh to get all those 4 seats. But Anurag Thakur missing out on INB. This is going to be Ashwini Vaishnav now. Education Minister Pradhan, Dharmendra Pradhan gets Education Ministry. Pretty much according to form, Payal, not many changes here.
Well, not many changes. The BJP leadership trusting the old war horses. And it's a huge jump as far as Ashwini Vaishnav is concerned. Remember, Rahul, he in 2021 was brought to the Modi cabinet as a bureaucrat turned politician, as a Rajya Sabha member. Recently got his Rajya Sabha for another full term with the support of BJP before the entire election panned out as well. He's been somebody who's been handling the campaign and the publicity for the 2024 elections. Many really thought that probably railways would not be given to him because many parties in the state of Bihar would want railways, but he's been a performing minister. The Vande Bharat train network, the Vande metro train network is something Ashwini Vaishnav championed in a big way. He's a trusted lieutenant of the Prime Minister. Even before he became a minister, he was somebody who actually gave a lot of feedback to the government of the day in terms of given his experience in the industry.
Okay, big news coming in. This is big breaking news, viewers. So the 2 newcomers, Mr. Khattar and now Shivraj Chauhan, getting weighty portfolios. Shivraj Chauhan getting the Agricultural Ministry, not something that was unexpected. Aman, you were talking about this a little while back, saying that you had spoken to the aides of Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, and they were all pretty reconciled to getting the Agricultural Ministry. This is an important one, isn't it?
He's got 2, Rahul, agriculture and rural development both. So 2 very important portfolios related to the rural sector, agriculture and rural development. Both are going to Shivraj Singh Chauhan. So ML Khattar also gets 2 portfolios, so does Shivraj Singh Chauhan. So the 2 former chief ministers from Madhya Pradesh and Haryana respectively being entrusted by Mr. Narendra Modi with extremely important portfolios. Their expertise will be brought to the fore here. The experience, the wealth of experience they have of running states, especially Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, multiple time chief minister who's delivered Madhya Pradesh to the BJP, both at the state and all 29 Lok Sabha seats of Madhya Pradesh coming to the BJP this time. Shivraj Singh Chauhan being rewarded with agriculture, rural development as well. Both 2 key ministries. That comes also with Panchayati Raj, So it's a multiple bouquet of rural ministries which are going to Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Big move. And we were anticipating
Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan has a lot of respect amongst the agrarian sector, viewers. Jagat Prakash Nadda gets